I'm Tim Parsons with Tahoe Onstage, and I am on the pier on the south shore of Lake Tahoe with Fletcher Neilsen of Tracorum, a San Francisco band, no stranger to Tahoe. They've played several times at the Crystal Bay Casino, and here for an encore performance on the beach live at Lakeview is Tracorum. Welcome, Fletcher.
Great to be here. Thanks for having me.
Right on. Well, in the era of so many genres and subgenres of bands, you guys are a rock and roll band.
A rock and roll band.
Imagine that.
Imagine that.
How cool is that? Can you describe what sound you're going for?
Yeah, you know, we're true to the rock and roll, but we have so many influences. I grew up on the west coast of Florida, so there's a lot of southern rock and Caribbean influences, and you know, straight ahead rock and roll, and there's some jazzy tinges, but it's all under the hat of rock and roll.
Nice. Well, I did hear a little twinge. I know you're on the keyboards, and I heard a little bit of Allman-esque stuff in there.
Yep. Yeah, I would say that style of rock and roll, the Little Feat Allman thing, is definitely one of our influences.
Outstanding. Well, tell me about this band from San Francisco, and it's really a collection of just all-star players.
Yeah, absolutely. It started as a trio, just to I was singing songs by myself in little bars around the state and around the city, and then met up with a bunch of great musicians from the city, and since then we've had the luck of having some really great drummers, bass players, guitar player that I went to San Francisco State with, Derek Brooker, on guitar. We've had Ian Herman on drums for a long time from South Africa. Mark Murphy's playing bass for us now. He's been in a wide collection of bands, but sometimes when Ian can't play drums, we have John Mader, who's Booker T's drummer, as well as Darian Gray. And we've just been blessed to have a real strong collective, of musicians that have supported the songs in the band over the years and continue to. That's
fantastic. And Booker T lives somewhere over there. I'm not quite sure where. Yeah. He's got a place.
He's cooking some green onions over there.
Yeah. That never gets old, for sure. Well, tell me about Tracorum. What's behind the name?
Tracorum, it came from an old movie. There was a magic spell that made things that don't move. It was a substitutionary locomotion concept, and I always thought it was cool because I thought music should do the same thing. I always wanted to play music that would enliven people, whether it's on the inside or physically on the outside, to dance, but to send them with a positive feeling and a positive message that might move them in a bigger and better direction.
And if you ever get a chance to see Tracorum, you will be moving. It works, and it's probably not because of the name. It's because of the sound. I did want to ask one more question. Why is there a lack of rock and roll bands nowadays?
You know, a lot of people ask that question. I mean, I think it's a timing thing. I mean, I think back, a lot of the bands we looked to from the 60s and 70s, it was an easier road then. It's not an easy road now. So you really have to want it. You have to really be in it for the musical reasons. If you're going for the girls in the cars and the whole thing, well, good luck to you. Because, it's a challenge these days as far as economics of being on the road and getting around and the venues. And people, I think, are also very short-minded as far as what satisfies them. So you have to really be creative in reaching people a lot more than I think you used to have to be.
Very good. And a little local tip that we gave Fletcher before this shoot is do not jump off the pier. The lake's a little bit low this year, so it's a little too shallow. Maybe next year, hopefully.
Yeah, maybe next year.
Thank you so much, Fletcher.
Oh, yeah, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Okay, great.